Jake Paul just snagged a win against Mike Perry, and you'd think he just won the whole boxing universe the way he's celebrating. But his own brother Logan is stepping in and calling him out. Seriously, no sibling prank here. Logan is just fed up with Jake's endless bragging, acting like he's the next heavyweight champ. Jake's all pumped up over his TKO in the 6th round, barely avoiding a split decision and throwing a massive victory party. Meanwhile, Logan is ready to step into the ring himself and give Jake a reality check on what it really means to face a real boxer. Well, as the whole world knows, this 20th of July fight isn't just any Saturday night brawl. On one side, you've got Jake Paul, the YouTube star turned boxing prodigy, and on the other, Mike Perry, the bare-knuckle brawler stepping into the squared circle for his first traditional boxing match. Fans and critics are practically salivating at the thought of this epic clash. So, everyone's expecting a nail-biter. I mean, Mike Perry's got fists like sledgehammers and a fearless fighting style that would make even the toughest guys flinch. He's made a name for himself in the brutal world of bare-knuckle fighting, where every punch could be a career-ending blow. But let's not forget, boxing is a whole different ballgame. It's all about strategy, footwork, and precision. And this is where Jake Paul's relentless training comes into play. From the moment the first bell rings, the atmosphere was electric. Jake Paul stepped in with a game plan sharper than a samurai sword. He knows Perry's strength lies in his raw power and relentless aggression. So he's dancing around the ring like Fred Astaire, keeping his distance, jabbing, moving, jabbing, moving. Jake's not looking for a slugfest. He's playing the long game, wearing Perry down bit by bit. Meanwhile, Mike Perry is like a bull in a china shop, charging forward, swinging wildly, hoping to land that one knockout punch. But every time he lunges, Jake is there, slipping punches and countering with quick, precise shots. By the 3rd round, you can see Perry getting frustrated. His punches are more desperate, his movements more erratic. By the 6th round, Jake sees his opening. Perry is visibly exhausted, his guard dropping, his punches lacking their earlier bite. Jake pounces, unleashing a flurry of punches that send Perry staggering back against the ropes. The referee, seeing Perry's dazed expression and his inability to defend himself, steps in and calls the fight. Jake Paul wins by TKO. Well, it isn't quite the same as a regular KO, and fighters go for it when they can't land those devastating knockout punches, but still want to drain their opponent's energy bit by bit. Reporters and analysts are quick to dissect the fight. Many praise Jake's strategic approach and his ability to adapt in the ring. His footwork, precision, and timing were spot on. It wasn't just about brute strength, it was about being smart, playing the game, and exploiting Perry's weaknesses. But hey, winning a fight doesn't mean you should start embarrassing your opponent like Jake Paul does. I mean, Jake, you've proven you can talk trash. But seriously, where's the respect or humility? It's like no one ever taught you how to be a decent human being. You should take some lessons from Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. If you thought the fight was dramatic, wait till you hear about the post-fight circus Jake pulled off. So Jake Paul didn't just win the match, he practically set the world on fire with his post-fight antics. This wasn't just a victory lap, it was a full-blown parade of self-congratulation, mockery, and drama.
Truly believed I would put him out in the 1st round, but man, that guy is tough. He took damage like no one really I've ever seen before. And I knew if I didn't get him out of there in the 1st round that it would happen later on in the fight. So I was
First off, Jake's self-praise was something else. The moment the ref called the fight, Jake erupted like a volcano of ego. He jumped on the ropes, pounding his chest and screaming to the heavens. It was like he just conquered Mount Everest. But that was just the warm-up. Jake took his celebrations to his favorite playground, social media. Instagram and Twitter were flooded with videos of him shouting, "I told you I'd do it, I'm the best," along with a series of flexing and victory poses. His Instagram stories were packed with clips of him replaying the knockout, each one with a new caption about his incredible skill, determination, and overall awesomeness.
Former king of violence, I'm the new king of violence.
And then there was his Twitter spree. Jake retweeted every compliment and piece of praise from fans and celebrities, basking in the glow of his own hype. He even started a hashtag, Jake the Great, encouraging his followers to share their favorite moments from the fight. It was like watching a kid with a new toy. Jake couldn't get enough of himself. Of course, he had to throw in a few digs at the haters who doubted him, making sure everyone knew he had proved them wrong.
times. One was good, one good punch he landed, so I just need to go back to the drawing board so I don't get hit at all. But I think it just had to do with my energy more so than anything else. And
He posted clips of Perry's bravado, splicing them with footage of Perry getting hit during the fight, with captions like, "Remember this, Mike?" and "How'd that work out for you?"
people don't believe in my skill. They said this was a mistake. Mike Perry's going to knock him out. He's going to be the one to end it. Why is Jake Paul doing this? This is dumb, blah, 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 blah. And I sat there at the press conference, and I said it to everyone. They always sit across from me and underestimate me and think they can beat me, but people don't realize my speed.
On the flip side, the critics were not amused. They saw Jake's antics as immature and disrespectful. Boxing purists, especially, were vocal about their disdain, arguing that Jake's behavior was tarnishing the sport, turning it into a circus. Former champions and respected analysts took to Twitter to express their disappointment, calling for Jake to show more respect to his opponents and conduct himself with the dignity of a professional athlete. And then there was the psychological impact on Mike Perry. Known for his toughness and resilience, Perry was visibly affected by Jake's post-fight ridicule. This wasn't just about losing a fight, it was about being publicly humiliated. In the days following the fight, Perry's social media presence was subdued. Gone were the confident, boastful posts. Instead, there were hints of introspection and self-doubt. Friends and fellow fighters posted messages of support, but it was clear Perry was struggling with the psychological fallout. Imagine being in Perry's shoes. You train hard, step into the ring, and give it your all, only to be beaten and then mocked mercilessly. It's not just a physical defeat, it's a mental and emotional one. For someone transitioning from bare-knuckle fighting, this was a harsh introduction to professional boxing. The mental toll of such public humiliation can be devastating, affecting not just confidence, but also future performance and motivation.
I lost to Jake Paul. Why don't you go fight Jake Paul in boxing with the gloves on? I think it would be.
The emotional toll was obvious. Perry's swagger and bravado were nowhere to be seen. Instead, we saw a man grappling with humiliation and self-doubt. On social media, where Perry had once been a force of nature, he became noticeably subdued. His usual confident banter was replaced with introspection and a struggle to come to terms with what had happened. Now let's throw in another twist: Conor McGregor's reaction. Yep, Conor McGregor, the MMA superstar known for his own brand of brashness and bravado. On July 21st, just days after the fight, McGregor dropped a bombshell. He fired Mike Perry from the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC.
Hey, that's fucked up that you fired your BKFC champion, but I told you that was gonna happen. I told you exactly what was gonna happen. He was big upping his boy Mike Perry. I said, okay, Conor, after I fuck up Mike Perry, then you're next.
This wasn't just a professional setback. It was a public dismissal from one of the most prominent figures in combat sports. McGregor's decision to cut ties with Perry added a whole new dimension to Perry's struggles. The news of Perry's firing spread like wildfire. Fans and analysts speculated on McGregor's reasons. Was it Perry's performance in the ring? Was it the way he handled the aftermath? Or was it simply McGregor making a statement about standards and expectations? Whatever the reasons, the message was clear. Mike Perry's standing in the fighting community had taken a significant hit. Being let go by someone like McGregor wasn't just a professional blow, it was personal, amplifying the emotional turmoil Perry was already experiencing.
With the fam and get back in the gym when I can, try to take care of my body, not in a hurry to go party and fuck myself up or just have a good time. There's nothing to be happy about.
And then there's Perry's response. Everyone was curious about how Perry would react. So Perry finally broke his silence. In his post, Perry wrote, "This fight was a wake-up call. I've always prided myself on being tough, on being able to take anything thrown at me. But this time, I was beaten, and I have to own that. Jake Paul got the better of me in the ring, and I wasn't prepared for the aftermath. Losing my place in BKFC hurts, but I understand McGregor's decision. I need to be better, not just as a fighter, but as a person." And can you imagine Jake's reaction? His stone heart didn't melt one bit. He was still swaggering around saying, "Don't bite off more than you can chew." But hey, Jake, Mike Perry isn't a real boxer, he's an MMA guy. If you're so tough, why not take on your own brother Logan? Let's see how you handle getting punched by someone who knows how to box. I bet you all agree with me, right? So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this conversation rolling in the comments.